So Robert Provine was the first who tried to really answer this question of what makes us laugh by looking at triggers of laughter, right? So he sought to answer this question by having undergraduate research assistants in his lab sort of stealthily record these bursts of spontaneous laughter in malls, street corners, cafeterias, and by doing this, they actually recorded over 1,000 laughs that were audio taped and later transcribed, right, to really dissect what are people talking about right before they laugh, right? And you might think that, well, most of these laughs should contain some kind of joke or humorous statement, right? We all think of those are the kinds of things that we normally laugh at, things that are funny. He actually found that humor or jokes only preceded a small portion. So 10 to 20% of laughs were preceded by jokes like saying, you farted, or, was that before or after I took my clothes off? He had all kinds of jokes that people would try to tell. What's interesting about this, I think, is that we have 80 to 90% of laughs in our everyday life that are not preceded by jokes or not preceded by humor. And what is this other 80% all about? Well, some of the statements that he found that preceded laughter were things like the ones you find here. I see your point. I hope we all do well. I told you so. Are you sure? And what is this supposed to mean? So I'll pause for a moment and just have you think about, what are these kinds of statements signaling? Why would people laugh when we say these sorts of things? So there's interesting theories here that suggest that a lot of what laughter is about in our everyday life is actually trying to signal cohesion during nervous kinds of situations, trying to help lower everyone's, you can think of their heart rate and blood pressure, trying to serve a sort of social soothing or calming function, and that most of the time it's about uniting people together, sort of increasing affiliation, decreasing stress, and just building social bonds. And only 10 to 20% of the time is it actually about things that are funny or things we find humorous. So laughter, most of the rich laughter we experience in our everyday life, actually has nothing to do with humor at all. But it's really about bringing us close and uniting people together. So if you're interested in learning more about laughter, I recommend Robert Provine's book, Laughter, A Scientific Investigation, where he delves even more deeply into these mysteries of laughter and just why it's so vitally important to us as human beings.